Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are checking out some more Tower of God. And we had like so many little things happen in the last couple of chapters because we're finishing up with the workshop battle stuff, which means that we're setting up some other things as we're going into the next big part of this story. So we have like some allusions to a train that we're going to be going on. There's some strings being pulled so that Bam and his team ends up there. We're kind of separating into two teams, especially since we have different ranks for different people. So we're going to be splitting up a little bit and then kind of exchanging members between the two groups. We had Jinsung just give like a little bit of a warning to Kuraka, to say the least, about the fissure that we've seen with Foog and what they're expecting from Bam. Oh, we had Ran and Novik are going on like a bit of a side quest for Kun. We had Casino meeting up with the woman who shall not be named because it fills me with rage. But I feel like since we ended off with that reveal, that's kind of what we're going to be picking up on this chapter. Maybe it's fine. But just a lot of things being set up, I feel like, as we progress to the next part of the story. So let's get into these chapters and just like deal with it. All right, let's deal with this, I guess. It's probably fine. Whatever. I don't like the idea of Casino and her being together because I have a lot of deep-rooted issues with Casino too, and I feel like them teaming up is just like a personal attack on me. I mean, they kind of ran away from what was happening on the Archimedes, so something is fishy. Yes, there's a lot happening. I don't know why we're just tagging along with someone who's just like, hey, this essence of this person is now exists in this vial and I'm gonna steal it. Like, I feel like that is it. Like, he's there for Emily, but like, I feel like we're just throwing in a lot of trust with this. And I'm kind of surprised that Casino hasn't like told him to take a walk, right? Yes, hold on to that feeling. Are you this person? I'm pointing at my screen like, you know, this, are you part of this team that we had before with Kun? One of the betrayers? Wasn't it Michael? If that's actually his name, I'll be shocked that I remember. It is you. When Kun finds out about this, y'all had better be very, very, very far away from wherever Kun is, because I do not like your chances. We have a couple of hooded people. Do we know them or do we not know them yet? Because we haven't revealed. So I'm assuming we're not supposed to know that they're betrayers, or we haven't been properly introduced to them yet. Don't trust her. She pushes people off of ledges into water with creatures that are trying to kill them. She intentionally tries to drown people. Rescue the tower from its fate. Don't tell me that she has like some kind of noble cause thing going on, okay? I don't want to hear it. I know that people have said that she's not that bad, or like she's one of my favorite characters or whatever, but like, I'm gonna hold on to my grudge for as long as possible, okay? You don't know. You don't know how well I can hold on to a grudge. I can be here forever if I want to. I'm stubborn enough. We get 3 days off? That's nice. Oh yeah, I guess there was like the films and stuff. Uh-oh. Don't get drunk. I feel like things are gonna be said that should not be said. Oh, look at Rock's little chin on the windowsill. I do appreciate that they're just kind of like taking in this moment of calm, peace, before everything kind of goes topsy-turvy, I'm sure. Oh, he's gonna definitely find them again. He's like, I'm not letting you out of my sight for too long. Are we immediately in fight mode? Oh, a little laugh. I can get that. He's like, I heard some things, but I don't know if they're most reliable or like the most forthcoming, right? Like, just because it's like, he caused some trouble and he's not gonna be able to meet you when he said he was. A little vague. There's probably some more information there that could have been given that they're just like, not yet. I don't know how I feel about bringing Ulrich back into things. He's like unhinged enough that it makes me nervous. Like, he's unhinged and extremely powerful that I'm just like, I'm a little off kilter about it. Dang, even your father was like acknowledged. We haven't really like heard all that much about Kun's family. We've heard about a sister, but we haven't like really heard all that. We've been like the scattered members that we've met so far, but not that in depth. Yeah, there's definitely some things that like Bam wants to learn and explore about with himself. Is it about Teddy Bear? Something wrong? What's wrong? I will help. What did they do? I'll fight them. We brought her along. I don't know how I feel about that, okay? I feel like this is just me being like a reminder that I can hold a grudge. I don't know why her specifically. I guess just because like I'm protective of Teddy Bear and I'm like, you did not greet things to him, to say the least. Not to mention everything with like, you know, the other children that you experimented on. Beta in general, everything that he went through. Not that like I'm on team Beta given like what he's like, speaking of like unhinged powerful people that make me uncomfortable to be around them, but like he was a child. So what did they do to his power? Did they do something to it? Did they steal it? Did they affect it? We cut away, which I know is part of the mystery, but like I'm a worried parent. It's gone. Why? Does that mean he didn't have the two sides though? He just had the one. So what did he do with it? Was that part of what the vial that he was giving to Rachel and co? Was it not Emily? Was it maybe Oryang's power instead? Or was he just taking it for himself? And he did give Emily to Rachel and co. I don't know, because they didn't actually like say it. They didn't say like, is this Emily or is this like the entity of Emily when they were discussing? They were just like, do you have the thing? Which is very vague, which I feel like opens up the door that it could be something else. But he didn't have the two wings though. I feel like it would have manifested like having that physical trait of both of the sides. I'm worried if that's what's happening though, like as Casanova is like fully powerful now, because he was pretty difficult to deal with before, let alone now. I bet that gets on Beta's nerves to have someone who's like whole and stable and like perfect. He says like a perfect whole, right? Whereas he's like saying compared to me, which seems to be something that kind of triggers a little bit of a killing spree. So he needs like, I don't know, some kind of reassurance. Again, I'm not on his team because he did some like not good things. I mean, maybe he just needs like a good support system. He did kill people though. I don't know what to do with him. I have like a lot of empathy, but like he did also kill people. Yeah, Casanova's a problem. More than you may think. Gosh, I'm like worried now, like if they're gonna, like who's gonna go? Like which part of the group? Are they gonna split up into 3 then? Or are they gonna go and find Casanova? Because if they go and find Casanova, they're gonna find more than they bargained for probably. And I just don't know if Bomb's ready for that. Like I'm here to watch Kun and probably Rock just like go feral. You know, like I feel like the moment that Kun like sees Rachel, he's gonna snap. And maybe it's gonna be like more subtle and you're not gonna see it externally, but it's gonna be terrifying. Like it's gonna be good. But I don't know if Bomb's ready and I want to protect him as much as possible. Oh yeah, not everyone knows about this. Yes, she's liquefied. I mean, she might be a little resentful. Just saying. Again, maybe we don't experiment and torture children. Just a thought. Yeah, I know we've derailed a little bit. I was looking forward to a train. Is she knowledgeable? Just like immediately insulting, but like we need some info. I guess she is like a guide, right? I mean, are they just like keeping her prisoner? I guess they would. She's technically a Fook member, but a deal. She knew. She always knows. She's always so many steps ahead, which is like a kind of a fun dynamic in comparison to Kun, because I always say like he's always like multiple steps ahead. He can see all these different avenues and make plans for them. So it's really fun seeing him meeting up with other people who can also do that, because on like what the first floor, the second floor, early on season 1, obviously he's not going to meet people who can kind of meet him there in terms of like strategy and intelligence, and there were definitely moments where he struggled and people kind of got the best of him. But it's way different now, where it's not like confined within like one of the tests that someone is outsmarting him. It's like there are multiple chess games going on all at the same time, and he's playing against people who are like masters at this. They've been doing it for a while. They've been surviving in the tower for a while, and he doesn't know all the games he's even playing. So it's just really cool to see him like functioning around people like that. Okay, so the Hell Train, which is a pretty metal name, is part of our plan to find Casanova. Gotcha. Is it actually though, or is she saying that because there's something else going on with the other people that also know about it? I don't know anymore. I don't know who to trust. I'm not good at chess. Like it's like probably, like maybe. Like she doesn't know. Dang, 1.5 years. Because like the Oryang's just gonna have to like be comatose? That's such a long time. Even with like the express train? Look at Wangnan's cute little face. Ominous. He knows he has to get more powerful though. I don't know if revenge is really where he's at. Like I might be, Kun might be, but I don't know if Bomb is. I don't know if he's really figured out what he wants though. I think he's getting there. And I know that he wants to be happy, he wants his friends to be happy, he wants to be with his friends. But I don't think he's fully figured out what it is that he's like journeying towards. Oh, I'm not ready for them to part ways. I know that they can like call each other and stuff and they will see each other, but I only got them to be all together but briefly. They just punch like immediately violence. I don't know if I trust her. Are we cutting our hair? Oh my gosh, he cut his hair. It's like, I feel like he's fully leaving behind like the Violet persona now. Even though like some of them still call him Violet, but like he's fully pulling himself out of that person and becoming like more Bomb again, like with the shorter hair. But also, what will he choose? He's not ready and I'm just scared for him. I mean, maybe he will be ready by the time we get there, because apparently it's gonna take like 1.5 years for them to just get to the train, or is it like total? I'm just worried about Teddy Bear. I'm like, am I just not gonna get story with him for a while now? Because that makes me sad. I'm ending in the middle of a story again, but we're gonna read the next chapter. I just noticed how like, oh, scrunched up my shoulders are. We need to relax. Okay, it's fine. Okay, good way of recapping where we're at. A month apart, calling each other all the time. That's adorable. Oh, like he's just like, it's been a whole month that I miss you. Like he was like, he cut his hair right after we left. Dealing with both princesses. Good luck with that. He's like, are you actually the leader? He's like, yes. They're scary though. It is scary. These three back together again. A force to be reckoned with. Yeah, I love the trio of them. This better not be setting up that something's gonna happen to rip them apart, because I swear, oh my god, excited for this. I don't know. I know the Hell Train is like a very intimidating thing, but there's something about like a train heist episode feeling thing that just like makes my brain happy, but also, I don't, just sounds cool. I think he's just like, I don't recommend it. Sounds like a bad idea, but they're gonna do it anyway. It probably is a bad idea. I think that probably some pretty intense things are gonna happen. But here we are. Seem to be. Everything is gone topsy-turvy. Oh, his team. Still makes me so sad. It was Michael, wasn't it? And I remembered. I don't know why I remembered. I don't know why that was a memory I had. I can't remember other people's names, but I remember that one. Look at me. It was the betrayal. But I was just like, I'm gonna remember you. I'm gonna remember your face. He was always smiling. Remember your name. I'm gonna find you. Maybe that was it. I also love that when he's talking about this, you can see like this harsh shadow. Also the lighting in this panel, excellent. But this harsh shadow over his eyes, like I feel like shows so much emotion, even though we're not getting a ton of his face and we're not getting a ton of like emotion there. You can just feel like there's grief there, but there's also like this barely contained emotion, right? Like it feels like he's just wavering on the edge of how he feels when he thinks about these people and the betrayal and what they did to his team. See, there we get the eyes. Like, again, I hope that they're very far away when he finds out about what's going on. Yes, you will. I support you. I know what Bomb feels, and I know that he'd probably be upset if something happened to Rachel, but like, some things, there's sacrifices sometimes have to be made, okay? I'm not saying like horrifically hurt her, but like lock her up. Like how? Just like headbutt. Like, get out of the way, and you didn't, so these are the consequences. Is that what we're running away from? That's fine, that's understandable. I would be me though. I'd be like, you're so cute. Not the like other parts like toasting and all of that. There was that whole like he ate his pet or something, barbecued his pet. I wouldn't be doing that, but I would definitely be chasing Rock around for hugs and cuddles. I feel like he's going through some stuff, and maybe it's because of his team, and maybe it's because it's not just them three anymore. Like there's lots of other people involved. I think it might also be like the guilt that he feels, whether or not it's justified, but like he feels a lot of responsibility for what happened and a need to fix it, and like it's a mistake and he wants to correct it, because I feel like he holds himself to a very high caliber, especially like when it comes to strategy and planning and intelligence, and this was a miscalculation on his part, so I feel like he feels the need to correct that in some way. But I think there's also probably some like childhood trauma with that, given that he is part of one of the great houses and like his family. I'm sure there were very high expectations for him, and like, do not mess up, you need to be perfect. Like I'm sure there was a lot of that for him, so it's all kind of tangled up. So I think that that's the big thing for him, is he's like, this is good, but I have this mistake that weighs on me and I need to make it right the best that I can. Obviously he can't reverse everything that happened, but he needs to get as close as he can to making it, finding some kind of justice for it, I guess. We studying? Ooh, that's interesting that there's like such a wide variety of power levels. I feel like that's gonna come up, especially since we have an ominous shadowy figure. Okay, so we're gonna be dealing with you at some point. Top predators? I mean, we have someone who's really good at manipulating Shinsu. Yeah, I know, we already had some tension there because of Wangnan and his history. It's interesting. I mean, I feel like he probably has a reason for hiding it, but at the same time, it's gonna come back and bite him. Don't confide in her. Look, I do like her, but don't confide in her. Don't give her more info. She probably already knows too, but like on the off chance that she doesn't know about it, don't tell her. Good, don't tell. Keep your suspicions to yourself. Her dress is lovely though. See, she probably already knows. Oh, that's ominous. Mistake. Aww. I like that Goseng's there. She's so sweet. I mean, it's complicated, but like, good point to be like, Hwaran is the reason that they went to the workshop battles the way that they did. And now we're going to the Hell Train. I don't know. Maybe we won't trust her. Maybe we won't tell her things. Maybe keep an eye on her. No, you did like really well, all things considered. You did also get impaled. And it got more complicated. Everyone had their own thing, right? Mother. That seems like an important little bit of our backstory, maybe. See, like, maybe he just needs some, like, actual good experiences in his life. Like, around people, just casually, without it being, like, a competition. No experiments. No being left in isolation for significant amounts of time. Like, maybe he just needs to acclimatize to, like, a fairly normal existence. I don't want to say normal because, like, the tower, but, like, you know, just kind of stop being stuck in like an awful abusive situation. Again, still did awful things, but you know, like this is improvement. Already like, I'll pick a fight with you. He's definitely intense. Aww. It's an interesting matchup of intense people. And like, just like, you're coming with us. I don't know about these two together. That seems like, it seems like too much intense and like impulsive, murderous energy to have on a single team. They are talking about going after Casino though, so like, maybe I allow it. I feel like maybe we're gonna get more into like Wang Nan and his backstory in this. We just seem to be focusing in on it a lot, and he seems to be kind of in a bit of a crisis mode. That's true. She does have that whole thing about like keeping her family like image perfect and pristine and like what it is. And I also feel like she needs to pull on the thread. It's been like the seed has been planted in her head, and I don't think she's gonna be able to leave it alone. At least that would be me. I want to know, but like I'm also worried, but like I can't not know. Aww. He looks so much younger. Also, the lighting on this. Like, the shading? Good job. But, like, there's a little bomb. Like, and, like, seeing him smile, he was, like, so intense. It's like, Violet. My heart feels so good now. It's not gonna last. I have, like, a lot of tension in my body after that. Like, I need to, like, stretch and, like, properly loosen up my shoulders because I was just, like, ugh, by the end of that first chapter, like, officially ending off the workshop battles. And I feel like we've just set up a lot of things that we're gonna have to deal with. I'm very worried about Oryang and like the fact that he's in this like comatose state and he's just gonna have to like stay like that for like a couple of years basically while they go and find Casino. I want to know what that's all about. Like if he's actually used his power, like taken it for his own to become like this whole version of like the devil's power or whatever, because it didn't seem like he had when we saw him before, but that might have been, I don't know, them hiding it, right? Like hiding it for plot reasons. It might be because he hasn't like fully fused with it yet or like figured out how to use it. There could be lots of reasons behind it, or is there like something else to why he hasn't used it yet? I don't know. I feel like there's some turmoil that's going on with like specifically like Kun and Wang Nan, like Wang Nan going through a bit of a crisis because he wants to protect people. We've known that from like way before when we got introduced to him, how strongly he feels about protecting people. And we had a mention of his mother and lots of people kind of digging into his past and why he's here and why he has that ring. And then like Kun, I feel like he's dealing with a lot of guilt and stuff. Like I just feel like there's gonna be some breaking points in the next part, especially since they're talking about how intense it is, that I feel like going into it with this like rocky foundation is not going to be great for them, like mentally and also in terms of like being able to help out their team and be like completely there, because we already have them kind of daydreaming and getting lost in their own heads a bit. What does that mean when you're in the middle of trying to go through Hell Train and like going up against people who are very skilled and powerful and going through like different tests that I'm sure are going to take a certain amount of strategy and like paying attention to details and things like that. So I don't know, a lot of stress going into the next part, but I am very excited about it. It just seems like a really cool concept, and we have so many like good plot things set up that I'm worried about my characters, but I think the plot will be really good. So I hope you enjoyed reading those along with me. You can click this place to go see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you miss next time I post a Tower of God reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.